Hey, what's up, guys? Jag from Jaggy Sports. It is the first day of spring. Good news and bad news. Good news, I didn't switch my car insurance to Geico, and so that is not what I'm talking about. What I am talking about is the fact that Zion Williamson update. Unfortunately, he is not going to return this season, and it was reported today that he has chosen to actually do some more rehab on his foot as he continues to go with that injury. He was making pretty good strides. He was set to return pretty quickly, but he has chosen to actually make a smart business decision for him not to prolong or not to come back and potentially have a setback in his recovery from his foot. So that is bad news if you are a Zion Williamson and a Pelicans fan. I hate to break it to everyone, but that's what's happening here. But the good news is they moved ahead of the Lakers and have jumped to, I believe, the 9th spot. So if they play the Lakers in the first play-in thing, they're playing at home. And the way they're playing right now, anything can happen. They could end up beating the Lakers. I don't know. Even though the Lakers beat Toronto last night, but still, or not last night, but the other night. But you know what I mean. It's Lakers are still pretty bad, and I know they're missing quite a few stars, but it is what it is. But yeah, like I said, Zion Williamson is not set to return. I thought he was. He was, pushing towards a return, practicing with the team, coming with the team. But now, this morning, he has chosen to sit out. So take a look at this clip, and we'll do what we always do, analyze after. Jag from Jaggy Sports.
It's been 322 days since Zion played in an NBA game, and all signs are pointing to wait a little bit longer, or perhaps much longer. Ramona, when will we see Zion Williamson return to the court? Will it be this season?
Doesn't look like it. No, you can just do the math here. Okay.
Okay.
Right now there's an indefinite timeline. They're not putting anything officially on this, but they've got 11 games left, and all he's been cleared to do right now is shoot on the court. He hasn't progressed to anything full speed. And last time at this stage, he's able to do full weight bearing. Okay, so there's full weight bearing. Right now he can do full weight bearing, but he's not doing anything full speed. And last time at this stage is when he had a setback. And so you can expect that the ramp up from this stage this time, because there was a setback last time, is going to be longer than it was. So just do the math. Right. We're down to 11 games in the season. There's just not enough time for him to ramp up. And so they're not officially going to say anything. They're not going to shut him down or anything, because they moved into 9th place now. They are, right now, if the season ended, they would host a play-in game. So he's got some time. He's going to keep working. There's been some progress on his rehab on the court, but he's not even to the point where he's going full speed.
Okay, so based on all of that, Richard, do you see this as a big deal, little deal?
I always struggle because, yes, it's a big deal if you have the number 1 pick that's not playing, but it's not a big deal if you're in the micro and macro. In the big picture, it's not a big deal, and I think I just heard Perk giggle. But the reason why is because, look, we have the MVP frontrunner right now in Joel Embiid. This individual missed half of the first 4 seasons of his career.
Right.
People don't understand how long it can take to mature, to understand your body, to understand all the things that you physically need to do. And look at that. Joel Embiid played 31 games in his first 3 seasons, and look at where he is now. So there is hope for New Orleans fans. There is hope for Zion.
Okay, Big Perk, we heard you giggling. So where do you stand on all of this?
I think it's concerns. One, because we don't know the mindset of Zion Williamson. We knew the mindset of Joel Embiid coming out of college. Like, Everyone knew that he was a hard worker. We heard reports about him losing weight. Even when he was injured, we heard about how they couldn't keep him out of the gym, how they couldn't keep him out of the locker room. He never parted away from the team. At least we saw him on the bench when he wasn't playing. So that's a bad comparison. But here's the thing. I just want to know, when are we going to actually be able to hear from Zion? As a number one. No.
Zion is 21 years old, and he's had the spotlight on him since he was 15. And where were you at 21 years old? Did you know everything about your professional career, how to maintain your body, your nutrition?
I wasn't the number one pick, Shanae. I didn't have the most hype since LeBron James. All I'm asking is this.
Yeah, he can't control that. You know what I'm saying?
You can't control when you're talking to the media?
No.
You can't control when you address the media?
No, I'm saying you learn these things as you grow older and you become a professional. I'm taking a little pressure off of Zion because he's had a magnifying glass. And every time we see him, we talk about him, we criticize him potentially on his appearance. Why do you think that young man will want to step in front of a camera and talk when he knows that so many people are discussing things that might be his vulnerabilities?
So
but yeah, he has a lot of expectations. I think that, it took me, I'm just now 30 years old. It took me about 5-6 years to become a veteran and know what I was doing. This young man did not spend 4 years in college to figure things out and say, all right, this is a system that works for me. He showed up, and when he stepped on the court, he delivered. He needs some time to figure himself out, and I think it's good that they're respecting these final 11 games to put himself in a great position for next year. But go on, big bro.
Shanae, you don't have to go, I didn't spend a year in college, but I didn't duck from the cameras either, and I wasn't a number one pick. Listen, see, this is the problem that I have with a lot of people. When you sign up for the NBA, you sign up for the good and the bad, the fortune and the fame, whether that's the good media or the bad media. And when you're the number one pick and you're that hyped up, listen, man, at some point in time, we got to start holding people accountable. We can't let the age and stuff he should have stayed in Duke if he wasn't ready for it. That's what I'm trying to say. We got to quit giving people passes. We need to hear from Zion. We need to hear how he's doing. We can't just continue to hear from Willie Green or
some
David
athletes
Griffin.
like to control their own narratives on their own terms.
And really quickly,
especially when they're down.
No matter how much he talks, that ain't gonna make his foot heal faster. Him talking ain't going to help him get back on the court. That is selfishly what the media wants. That is selfishly. That's what we want. No, that's what we want. We want to hear from him. That is not going to impact his play. That is not going to impact anything, in my opinion.
Given the entire circumstance in which he's in right now, I'm not surprised that he's not in front of the media. I am not surprised at all.
But there's a not being surprised can be over on this hand, and you can look at some of the folks around the league. I'm looking at Steph Curry, who provided his own injury update. Part of that, though, is the culture of the organization. That's the culture that someone like Raymond Ritter has built within the Golden State Warriors, and the culture of accountability. The culture in New Orleans around Zion Williamson, it's still being developed. But so far, there hasn't been that culture of accountability that exists within the Warriors. So yes, Perk, I agree with you. It would be nice to hear directly from Zion. I'm not saying he has an obligation to talk to us, but what I am saying is that if you want to be able to have a fair shake, it goes two ways. What, Richard?
I just want to say one really quickly thing. Kawhi Leonard and the Spurs organization, the Spurs historically, Kawhi Leonard. You don't ever hear from Kawhi Leonard.
But what
we
happened
haven't heard
when he
from
went to
Kawhi.
Toronto?
I understand.
What happened when he went to Toronto?
But we can't talk. We can't discount. We can't talk about. Talk about 1 year in Toronto.
But he won that championship after he figured things out.
But my point is that overall, we did not hear from Kawhi during his injury. We haven't heard from Kawhi yet this year. So that's what I'm saying. So don't sit here. He can point. Zion Williamson can point to other people and say, that man's not talking to the media during his injury.
Should that be the standard? Should the standard be transparency? The standard should be transparency.
Kawhi Leonard wasn't a number.
But he was a Finals MVP. He was a Finals MVP. I don't care about number one.
He did do a couple of media sessions during the break. Not a lot, but a couple. He didn't say anything, but he did say anything.
We back.
That's the one thing we can agree on.
So there you have it. Basically, that's what it is. He is not coming back, and I don't know. I really don't know. I thought he was change of heart and whatnot, but no, he's done. he's done for the season, and now I guess everyone can start talking about what the Pelicans will do with him in this upcoming summer, because again, he has to sign that contract extension. No, he doesn't have to, but he has the option to sign that contract extension. Everybody's saying that he's not going to sign it, and if he doesn't sign it, then Pelicans have two choices: to either A, let him walk, or let the contract play out and see what happens in the future, or B, trade him. And you don't know, because this anything can happen in this case, because basically New Orleans has no all-star. They got and Brandon Ingram, but they don't have another all-star upcoming superstar. They don't have one, and because Zion Williamson is that guy, he can be that guy. He's not a bust. Everybody's calling him a bust. I don't think he is. I think he will come back from this injury, and whether he's in New Orleans or whether he's in New York, he still will be a dominant threat. But like I said, the same thing happened to Embiid, same thing happened to Kevin Durant, and they had to take some time off. But it kind of sucks because he's only played 84 games in the first 3 seasons of his career. So, it kind of sucks for him, sucks for Pelicans fans, because they wanted to see him. But, it happens, right? Like, unfortunately, but I think he will come back. So let me know what you guys' thoughts are. Leave a comment in the comment section. Like always, this is Jag from Jaggy Sports.